All right, Joey, thank you. Well, in the early 20th century, the Palmer raids were a big focus for federal agents who suspected people around the U.S. of being a socialist, an anarchist, and more. Several arrests happened here in Rockford from 1919 and 1920. Luke Fredrickson and Kirk Hayward from Midway Village sharing more for our Throwback Thursday. Also going to share more about the museum's upcoming Roaring Twenties events. Welcome, gentlemen, to both of you.
Thank you, Tom.
Tell us about
here.
Always great to have you. Always so informative. Talk about the Palmer raids.
Yeah, it was quite a formative time in Rockford history, and I'm here with Kirk Hayward, who's a history interpreter with Midway Village. He's done some great research on the Palmer raids, and will be at the Roaring Twenties event to tell the story as well.
Yeah, you look sharp, by the way.
Thank you. So the Palmer raids basically in the aftermath of the Russian Revolution and the social unrest in Germany and Italy after World War I. The U.S. government became increasingly concerned about socialist and anarchist influences here in the United States. So government told the Attorney General, Mitchell Palmer, hey, take care of this, get rid of the Reds.
This was fascinating because this is well before, of course, the 50s with the McCarthy era scare.
Yes, this is the first Red Scare.
Yeah, and how important was the trade union? How big was the movement back in Rockford in the early 1900s?
In the early 1900s, so it's actually quite strong. There's a plumbers union in Rockford, at least as early as 1919. And then, of course, there's the Industrial Workers of the World, the IWW, better known as the Wobblies, which had a lot of anarchists and communists in its ranks. And that was the big target of these Palmer raids, was the Wobblies. The government basically raided several cities across the country, including Rockford, rounded up over 10,000 people, many of them without warrants.
Interesting. And what immigration group or what group of immigrants were focused or the biggest, strongest part of this movement or these raids?
Well, here in Rockford, it was a lot of Swedes, of course, and then also Italians. Italians was the big focus nationally.
Because of our prominent Swedish background and heritage, and the Italian, of course, background.
The Swedish Socialist Workers Organization was the target locally for some of the efforts here. Yeah.
It's amazing to think about how the time frame of this, because the early 20th century was back way before, as we mentioned, the scare of the communist scare of the 50s.
Yeah.
What was the fallout from these raids?
So the big fallout is a lot of people took exception to all these arrests without warrants, and the ACLU was founded as a direct result of the Palmer raids. And then the government kind of stepped back from just arresting people just for being a member of a trade union or communist or a socialist organization. That wasn't grounds for arrest anymore. You had to have actual probable cause to arrest someone other than just being a member of a group we don't like.
Yeah, that's amazing to think that could even be a thing. I mean, let alone in this current century, but past in the early 1900s. That's amazing. All right, you're in your gear because you have a special event coming up, and talk about this. This is going to be kind of fun. Roaring Twenties?
Yeah. Yes, our Roaring Twenties event. So, of course, most people think about Prohibition, the gangsters and rum runners, Al Capone,
exactly,
and the Untouchables and all that. So we'll do all of that. We'll have speakeasy raids, distillery raids, probably some bank heists. But new this year, to tie in with our Palmer raids, is we have a station about the labor movement here in Rockford and then just nationally, and what that was like in the 20s. It's
going to be fascinating. You guys always do a great job at Midway Village, and we thank you for coming on. It's always an interesting topic, and the getup is strong, man. You're rocking. Are you going to be wearing this?
Kirk's a professional.
Yeah. Well, you're playing the role pretty good and very informative. We thank you, Kirk.
Thank you.
Excellent job.
Thanks,
Luke,
Tom.
as always, good to see you.
You bet.
All right. Well, there's the information on your screen. A lot of fun there. So we'll have another look at your forecast, by the way, as we get delving into history here. We'll be back with Joey, and your top stories are coming up as well.